Hello friends, our sincere apologies for the break in the live session. We had some technical issues come up. We'll be restarting the session. So as I introduced myself earlier, I am Gaurang. I am the PTE coach with Aussie's Clayton. With me is Malcolm, our PTE expert trainer with the CPD office. Hello Malcolm, how are you?
I'm fine, Gaurang. Hope you're doing well as well.
I'm doing great. I always am great when we have our live sessions.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Okay, so Malcolm, last week we posted a question on the listening section of the PTE test. Now listening is also a very interesting section because there are a lot of questions in there. The question that I posted was about the highlight correct summary task, which is part of listening.
Yes.
Now in this particular task, usually there is either an audio or a video.
Correct.
And the test takers have to listen to that, not see it, it's just about listening the audio. And then look at the options that are provided and select the correct summary that gives an accurate gist of the entire talk.
True.
Okay? So I posted a video. Now it's not going to be possible for us to put the video again on the live session.
Definitely.
So we have Ankur, our colleague over here, who will be playing just the audio from that particular video. So Ankur, can we have the audio please?
Well, I'm involved in other things besides physics. In fact, mostly now in other things. One thing is distant relationships among human languages. And the professional historical linguists in the US and in Western Europe mostly try to stay away from any long-distance relationships. Big groupings that go back a long time, longer than the familiar families. They don't like that. They think it's crank. I don't think it's crank. And there's some brilliant linguists, mostly Russians, who are working on that at the Santa Fe Institute and in Moscow. And I would love to see where that leads. Does it really lead to a single ancestor some 20, 25,000 years ago? And what if we go back beyond that single ancestor, when there was presumably a competition among many languages? How far back does that go? How far back does modern language go? How many tens of thousands of years does it go back?
Do you have a hunch or a hope for what the answer to that is?
Well, I would guess that that modern language must be older than the cave paintings and cave engravings and cave sculptures and dance steps in the soft clay of the caves in Western Europe in the origination period, some 35,000 years ago or earlier. I can't believe they did all those things and didn't also have modern language. So I would guess that the actual origin goes back at least that far and maybe further. But that doesn't mean that all or many or most of today's attested languages couldn't descend perhaps from one that's much younger than that, like say 20,000 years or something of that kind. It's what we call a bottleneck.
Well, Philip Anderson may have been right. You may just know more about everything than anyone. So it's been an honor. Thank you, Murray Cohen.
Malcolm, that was a really interesting talk.
Yeah.
Would you like to take over and check the options and then give us the correct answer?
Definitely. It was pretty interesting and pretty lengthy as well.
Yes.
You can get lengthy
2 minutes.
audios in the actual test as well. Definitely.
Yeah. I think this was one of the more standard audios because it was just about 2 minutes, I guess,
Yes,
right?
yes. Roughly around that time. So now let's have a look at the options. So the first option for the correct summary is, while Russian linguists have been doing a lot of research into the origins of language, US and European linguists have been avoiding studying the antecedents as they do not believe language originated from a common ancestor that long back. In their opinion, every language developed independently in the last couple of thousand years. That's the first option.
That's A.
The second option now, US and European linguists may not be keen on studying language origins, but Russian researchers are doing good work in that field, and their beliefs are in line with those of the speaker, who believes language could have originated from a single ancestor as much as 35,000 years ago. However, modern languages could have descended from a much younger language. All right?
That's B.
Now the third option. There is a disagreement between linguists from Europe and the US and Russian linguists about the origins of language, as the former believe language origins are not important enough to be studied seriously, while the latter are focused on finding the answers in order to understand when language first started.
Okay.
And
Let's
now,
see.
now the last option, option D. Different linguists have different views about the origins of language. However, most of them agree that all modern languages originated from a common ancestor, a language that was developed by cavemen in Western Europe around 20,000 years ago.
Okay.
So now we have 4 options. So, Gaurang, what or which of these is the right answer?
In my opinion, the most comprehensive summary of this is in C. So the correct answer is C, because the speaker talks about a lot of different things, but what the gist is there in C. Would you like to explain how or whether I am correct with my answer?
Definitely, Gaurang is correct. The right answer is option C. So before that, let's start with the option A itself.
Sure.
So why are options A, B and D incorrect? We need to understand that, definitely. So in option A, it's written that while Russian linguists have been doing a lot of research into the origins of language, US and European linguists have been avoiding studying the antecedents, as they do not believe language originated from a common ancestor that long back. In their opinion, every language developed independently in the last couple of 1,000 years. So this option is definitely not right.
Yes, it definitely does not sound right, because I don't remember any mention of language developing independently or just over a couple of thousand years.
Couple of 1,000 years. So secondly, also it's incomplete.
Right.
It's an incomplete summary because a lot more was spoken by the speaker.
Correct.
So definitely this is not the right summary. Remember always you need to correct the right summary, not the mere occurrence of words or sentences in the passage.
Right.
Right. Moving on to option B now. Many of our students or many of you viewers have posted option B as the answer, but unfortunately that is not the right answer. Why not? Let's find out. In option B, it's mentioned that US, Europe and European linguists may not be keen on studying language origins, but Russian researchers are doing good work. That's the first sentence. And their beliefs are in line with those of the speaker, who believes language could have been originated from a single ancestor as much as 35,000 years ago. However, modern languages could have descended from a much younger language. So why is this incorrect then, Gaurang?
Actually, if you look at it, this is also an almost complete summary
Almost, right?
of the talk, of
Correct.
what the speaker speaks.
Right.
But if we take a closer look at it, we'll find some discrepancies.
Right.
First thing, there is nowhere throughout the talk mentioned that Russian researchers share the beliefs of the speaker.
Exactly. That's the main point.
Right? That is one thing. Second thing, the speaker mentions that he is interested in finding out if the researchers, Russian researchers, come to the conclusion that language originated from a common single ancestor.
Right.
The speaker never says that he believes the languages originated from a single ancestor. Rather, he is interested in finding it out. So these 2 points make the entire passage, this particular option B, not correct.
Definitely. So as I said, you need to select the correct summary, and for a correct summary, you need to be very careful that you have everything from this, what the passage includes, and also you don't have your own interpretations or something added extra.
Exactly.
So this sentence over here, that
Their
the
beliefs.
beliefs of the Russian scientists or the Russian researchers were in those with line of the speaker.
Right.
Definitely
Not
not at
correct.
all mentioned by the speaker. So that's why option B is unfortunately the wrong answer. Going to option C now. So option C states that there is disagreement between linguists from Europe and the US and Russian linguists about the origins of language, as the former meaning the Europe and US researchers, believe language origins are not important enough to be studied seriously,
Correct.
while the latter, which means the Russian researchers, are focused on finding the answers in order to understand when language first started.
Yes. So if you look at the entire gist of the conversation, the talk that we have posted, you can see that the speaker talks about US and European researchers not being interested in finding the origins of
They
language.
said that they found it to be crank,
Yes.
which means unimportant.
Whereas he talks about Russian researchers doing really good work in the field,
Correct.
and then expresses his interest in finding out what they come up with in terms of the origins
Origin
of
the
language.
Correct.
So overall, everything that the speaker talks about is covered in a very compact option, which is C.
Right. So the complete passage is encapsulated in option C.
Absolutely.
And now going to the last option D, which is again incorrect, but let's see why it is incorrect. Different linguists have different views about the origins of language. However, most of them agree that all modern languages originated from a common ancestor, a language that was developed by cavemen in Western Europe around 20,000 years ago.
Okay.
So definitely.
Now, there are too many discrepancies in option D.
Right.
First thing, it is nowhere mentioned that linguists, all of them, agree that modern language originated from a common ancestor. Rather, there is disagreement on just this point.
True.
Second, the mention of cavemen is associated with a period that was 35,000 years ago,
Correct.
not 20,000 years
20,000
ago.
Perfect.
Second point of discrepancy. These 2 points ensure that option D is an incorrect option.
Right, it's not matching with the correct option, which is option C, the perfect summary, the perfect encapsulation of the entire conversation.
And of course, last but not the least, it's not a summary.
It's not a summary, right? It is not a summary. So now, Gaurang, could you declare the winners who will be getting some extra benefit
Yes.
of answering the question?
First of all, congratulations to all of those who gave correct answers. At the same time, a big thank you to
Definitely.
all of those who gave answers. It is your responses that help us stay motivated and continue with our live sessions.
Definitely.
Now, out of all the 17 comments and responses that we got, 6 people have been successful in giving the correct answer.
That's great.
I'll be reading just the first names. Okay. The first correct answer was from Daffodil. This was followed by Deep, Nitin, Satwinder, Anju, and Amir. So congratulations once again to all 6 of you. You have successfully given the correct answer.
And for giving the correct answer, you will be receiving one practice test free from www.ptetutorials.com, which is our flagship product. So you will be entitled to one practice test from
Yes.
www.ptetutorials.com, right?
So all you need to do is, soon as we are done with this live session, log on to www.ptetutorials.com, create your free account on the website, and inbox us the email address from which you have created your free account.
All right, that's all you need to do.
Yes, soon as we get that, we will be assigning you one free practice test, and we will be dropping you an email to confirm that you have received it.
Definitely.
So you can look forward to our emails as well, maximum by end of day tomorrow.
Definitely. And now, Gaurang, if we could move to the main techniques and strategies which you could suggest to our fellow viewers, please.
Yes, that's most important. We should not be forgetting that.
Definitely.
Right? So listening, as I said, is a pretty interesting task. It is also a task that a lot of people struggle with.
True.
Because non-native English speakers are not used to hearing different accents and
Very true.
the different speeds at which the
Right.
talks happen.
Right.
So, to start with, first thing, the video or the audio clip in the test, will start after about 10 seconds. So, you will have about 10 seconds to take off and go through quickly the options that are provided with the audio or the video. Those 10 seconds are your opportunity to quickly understand what the options given are and possibly try and understand which is the most comprehensive summary.
Correct.
Right.
So as Gaurang correctly said, you'll get 10 seconds in every question of highlight correct summary before the audio recording starts. So in those seconds, as he correctly suggested, just glance or go through, skim through all the options. Generally, there are 4 options. Just go through all the options and try to understand, or at least find out the keyword, or understand the context of the passage. It's very important to understand the context of the passage, and that is what we should be doing in the first 10 seconds. Every second counts in PTE, so if you use it judiciously, wisely, it will be of great help to you.
Yes, and another key point to note.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I would say 99 times out of 100, you will have only 4 options.
Yes, true.
In rare cases, you
Definitely.
might receive a 5th option.
Yeah.
But I think that's really unheard of.
Yes, so generally there will be 4 options, definitely.
Right.
What should be the second thing we should do, or the second technique, as soon as the audio starts to go wrong?
Soon as the audio starts, forget everything else. Go into a cocoon, just listen to the audio with your full concentration. Don't look at the options, don't look at people around you, just focus on the audio. Really important. Listen to understand. Don't hear to react. Listen to understand and then respond with your answer.
Definitely. So as Gaurang said, this is a test of listening. You really need to be good at just one thing in this task, and that is listening. Now always focus on the main words of the audio.
Absolutely.
Right? Because what is the audio after all? It is just a short story. It's a short passage, and any story will have 3 main parts, which would be
The introduction, the main body, that is the main story, the topics that are to be covered in there, and the conclusion.
definitely. So there will be 3 main parts in any audio, especially in this task of highlight, correct, summary. The introduction, the body, and the conclusion.
Right.
So always try to have a mental map, a flow. Always you need to capture the flow of the audio, like how the audio started, what happened later or in between, that is the body with or without an example, and in the end, how it ended.
Yes. At the same time, soon as the speaker starts speaking, try to focus and capture certain keywords. You would usually be able to associate those keywords with the options that you read earlier, the 4 options that are given to you.
Definitely.
And again, a thumb rule can be that the most comprehensive summary will be giving you most of the keywords.
Definitely. So these are the 2 main steps you need to be careful about. Now one more thing which I would like to add is, as soon as you see the options, or as soon as once the audio completes, then when you're reading the options,
Right.
at that time you'll come to know that 2 of the options are incorrect.
Right.
As soon as you read the options, you'll find out that, well, something else was spoken by the speaker, whereas something completely different, as we had, let's say, in option D over here.
Yes,
as
A
mentioned,
and D, I think both of them
are
were
irrelevant. Yes, they're not
immediately obvious that they are not relevant.
right. So you may have a confusion, or generally people do have a confusion in just 2 options.
Yes.
And why do they have the confusion? Because the obvious reason is the wordings are very similar. That's
Very
the
similar,
reason.
and the difference between the 2 options will be just minor, just as we had in this
Option
particular
B.
task, option B and option C. The difference is minor. Both of them will be very comprehensive.
Right.
However, if you are able to identify that one word or that one sentence that changes things, you will easily have the correct answer.
Right. So what happens many times is that both the summaries which you think are correct will be very close to each other, but only one of them will be a complete summary. Remember, we are looking for a complete summary, and the other one, which will be correct definitely, would be a partial summary. It would be slightly incomplete, or would
Yes.
have some inconsistency in it. which
It would be
not-
just something as small as a not.
Yes, a one word can make
Yes,
a major
one word.
difference.
So that one word would change the entire meaning of what the speaker was talking about.
Definitely. So I think we are done with all the major
Yes.
things you need to be very careful about in this
One
task.
thing that I do recall is
Yes.
that if we can follow the tone
Oh yes.
of the speaker and match it with the tones of the summaries, you would also be fairly sure that the answer that you have selected is correct.
Definitely. So eventually it all boils down to your listening skills.
Yes.
You need to be really good at just one thing in this task, that is listening.
Yes.
And also, I would like to add very quickly that this task of highlight correct summary is a very important task because it is an integrated task.
Yes. It covers both listening and reading. So you will be getting scores from this on your listening section as well as your reading section. No way should you avoid this task. You have to do it.
You're being scored on your reading because you're reading the summaries along with listening to the passage. That's
Yes.
why listening and reading, very important, and even 1 point can make a great difference in the actual outcome of your test, right? So you need to take this task very seriously.
And one great way to prepare for this particular task is to listen to at least 3 to 4 audios anywhere, YouTube, podcasts, videos, whatever it might be. Just listen to them every day and try to capture the essence of that particular audio.
Definitely.
Excuse me.
Fine. Gaurang, we also have a few more announcements to make.
Absolutely.
First would be about the session or the question which we'll be posting tomorrow on our Facebook page.
Yes. Now the fourth section that is left is writing. And the question that we had asked people to choose was summarize written text.
Yes.
So I will be posting a passage on our Facebook page tomorrow, and our followers are expected to give a single sentence, just one line summary of the passage. Remember, it has got to be just one line.
A single sentence only with a single full stop, because that is
Yes.
what PT expects out of you.
Yes, and you can write the summary from anywhere between 5 to 75 words.
Correct.
So a lot of options to play from.
Definitely. And also we would like to add, friends, finally, that this Saturday, the coming Saturday, 12th of August, we'll be having a special masterclass right here at the Melbourne CBD premises. I will be covering all the tasks, all the 20 tasks of PT thoroughly. I'll be covering all the techniques, all the strategies which you need to ace all these 20 tasks. The class will begin at 11 a.m. sharp, and it is expected to go on till at least 4 p.m. in the evening.
Oh, that's a long session.
That's a long session, definitely.
Looks like you are doing a crash course.
It is a crash course,
Wow.
and it is very important for any of you who has his or her test coming up in the next few days or in the next few weeks. You cannot afford to miss this if you are looking for a score of 79 plus in each of the modules. And I assure you that if you attend my session and if you follow my techniques and strategies, you will get a score of 79 at least. I'm saying at least 79 in the speaking module, which is the most important module in PTE.
Wow,
So-
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And what's the cost for this? I'm sure you must be charging a bundle for this.
The best part or the cherry on the cake is that we will be charging only $79.
No way.
Only
No way.
$79 to get your dream score of 79 each.
People, that's dirt cheap.
Definitely.
You are getting a crash course in PTE and an assurance of at least 79, a score of at least 79 for just $79.
Definitely.
My God, that's really going to set the market ablaze.
Definitely. So you cannot afford to miss this session, friends. I'll again repeat, it's this Saturday, the Saturday special session, or the master session as I call it, or the crash course. I expect you, as many of you to be here at 11 a.m. this Saturday. And again, I'll repeat, the price is just $79. That's it.
And they can just walk in and register.
Definitely. They can walk in and register, or preferably they can even call us before on the number which we'll be posting. And it's better if they register early because seats are filling up pretty fast.
That's great. That's great. Go ahead, people. I also have an announcement to make.
Definitely go around. Please go ahead.
Now, in the Clayton office, where I am the PTE coach, we are starting special weekend batches.
All right.
Right? So these batches are focused at those people who are unable to attend PTE coaching during the weekdays.
All right.
These sessions will run Saturdays and Sundays, morning 11 a.m. to afternoon 2 p.m.
Oh, great.
Okay, so in 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, we will be attempting to cover all 4 sections. However, it's not a crash course. It's a more intensive course spread over a period of 1 month.
All
So
right.
those who want to register for Saturday and Sunday weekend sessions, they have to register with us for 1 month, which will be 8 sessions. And in those 8 sessions, we'll be giving them everything that is there to know about PTE
All
and
right.
how they can score 79 plus.
So that's a great opportunity, friends. Gaurang will be covering all the sessions of PT divided on 2 days, Saturday and Sunday,
Yes.
from 11 to 12, starting from this Saturday.
Right.
And in 8 sessions, you will be thorough with all your techniques and all your strategies.
Absolutely.
So this course is especially designed for those of you who don't get enough time maybe on the weekdays because
Right.
of your work commitments or other commitments. So you cannot afford to miss these sessions on Saturdays and Sundays. And Gaurang, how much will be the fees for those sessions?
Because it's Saturday and Sunday, we are charging just $600.
Wow, just $600 for 8 sessions of 3 hours each.
Yes.
That's a great benefit and you cannot afford to miss it. And is there any added benefit if you go for the annual package, Gaurang?
Absolutely. Anybody who registers for our annual flexible package gets a choice. They can attend either the weekday batches or the weekend batches or both of them.
Wow, wow. So basically you can attend classes on all 7 days of the week. that is.
Absolutely. Yes.
Well, what more can you ask for, friends? You have the master here. You just need to register at the Clayton office for your weekend classes. And as I said, if you're looking for a crash course, a single-day course, then you need to be there at the Melbourne CBD office on this Saturday, the 12th of August, starting at 11 a.m. And one more quick thing I'd like to add is, for those of you who have taken the test earlier, I request you to come with a copy of your earlier scorecards. I will analyze your earlier scores, and I will give you a small brief talk of how you can improve on your main shortcomings as well.
Absolutely. And people, if you're looking for a crash course, Malcolm's the man.
Thank
Don't miss his session at any time. At the same time, look to the description that comes with this post. Go to ptetutorials.com and register there, and you will get a lot of free practice materials. You can also purchase practice tests, both unscored as well as scored ones. Okay, the scored ones will give you a fair idea of where you stand, what your prospective scores can be in the actual PTE test. So go ahead and register for free on ptetutorials.com.
And definitely, friends, it's a fantastic product. It's a great platform where you can get 15 mock tests to practice. Along with the coaching also, we are providing few mock tests which are free of cost, along with the coaching itself. And also, it's an online platform, so you can take these tests anywhere, anytime. It's a cloud-based technology which we are using, so it makes it even better.
Absolutely.
Also, complete answers and solutions are given at the end of the test, and we, the tutors, the trainers, will be assisting you in evaluating and helping you with the feedback for the test. And as
Definitely,
Gaurang
yes.
said, you can also opt for the scored test if you want an actual scorecard, just like Pearson PT provides you at the end of your exam.
Yes.
And finally, we also have very important material on the website, PT Tutorials. It is paid material, but you can definitely have a look. It will add a lot in your preparation. You just need to go and visit www.ptetutorials.com. There's just one website you need for preparation, that is ptetutorials.com.
Last but not the least, those of you who would be interested in attending a demo class with us, just visit our other website, which is www.myptecoach.com.au and register for a free demo class with any of our offices that have PTE coaching.
Definitely.
So it could be Melbourne CBD office, it could be Clayton office, it could be Adelaide, it could be Perth. Wherever we have PTE coaching, you can register for a free demo class wherever you are based in Australia through this website. So visit www.myptecoach.com.au.
Thank you so much, Gaurang. So friends, we'll be taking your leave now. So look out for the next topic, which will be posted tomorrow,
Absolutely.
roughly around the same time. The topic will be of writing module, which is summarize written text.
Yes, and once again, a reminder to all of you who gave the correct answer, don't forget to email us or inbox us with your email address, the one that you use to register for your free account on www.ptetutorials.com. We will be providing you with one free test for your successful correct answers.
That's all, friends. That's all we have today. Thank you so much for viewing our video. Hope you guys learned something new about a topic which we covered today.
Yes.
Thank you, Gaurang, for your time. And thank you, friends, for viewing the video.
Thank you, Malcolm. Hope you people have a great weekend ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you.